everyone. Thank you all for joining me here at AWE. My name is Jameka, and I am a partner engineer at Niantic. In my role, I work with external developers who are interested in using Lightship to create unique AR experiences. I'm here to speak with you all today about getting started with Lightship ARDK. This talk is more geared towards developers that do not have any experience with Lightship or are just getting started in their AR journey. So if you'd like to learn more about how you can quickly get started with bringing your AR vision to life, this is the place to be. Now, a quick agenda. First, I'm going to go over an introduction to Lightship ARDK, and then I'll show you some Lightship templates that we've created. I'll quickly go over setting up your development environment so that you can use these templates, and then we're going to switch to a live demo, because nothing's going to go wrong in a live demo, right? So, introduction to Lightship ARDK. I'll explain at a high level if you're not familiar. Lightship Augmented Reality Development Kit, or ARDK, is a Unity package that combines contextual awareness technologies together with a robust set of multiplayer features, allowing you as a developer to create diverse multi-platform experiences. You can build to both Android and iOS using Lightship's platform-agnostic APIs, as the ARDK is built on top of Unity. So if you're already familiar with Unity development, you'll be able to get started with Lightship very quickly. If you're not familiar with Unity, that's okay. We have a series of tutorials aimed towards developers that may be taking their first plunge into Unity development. And best of all for all of you, Lightship is free to download. You could, theoretically, by the end of this talk, have an AR experience deployed to your phone. So going over some of Lightship's key features, at the basis of everything is meshing. Meshing allows us to understand the shape of the environment around the user, which is the baseline at which AR experiences are created. Hand in hand with meshing comes understanding, which allows us to distinguish among and identify objects in the real world so that we can accurately depict how our AR objects should behave in the real-world environment. With an understanding of the environment that we're in, we can also enable shared experiences with our shared AR technologies. This brings multi-user functionality into your AR experience, where users can interact with the same virtual objects in real-world locations. And lastly, our VPS technology, which is our Visual Positioning System, VPS, can allow for you to create tailored experiences around real-world landmarks. On our website, lightship.dev, we have a collection of tutorials and templates that you can follow to create experiences based on all of these features. For example, meshing. We have a series of guides to allow for you to create projects with visualization, where you can provide visual feedback as the user scans their environment, as you can see in the video. And once you have an understanding of the shape of the environment, you have the basis for accurately placing virtual content in the real world, and you'll be able to apply physics to these objects so that they behave in a believable way. You may have seen in early AR demos that when a virtual object moves or reacts with the real world in an unbelievable way, it really breaks the user's immersion and pulls them out of your experience. This is where our guides on understanding really come to play. With the combination of occlusion and depth, this will allow for you to place and move content behind real-world objects and have them properly hidden as if they were real. Another function of understanding is semantic segmentation, which is personally one of my favorite features of the ARDK. So you can see here in the video that the ARDK is assigning labels to specific regions on the screen. We have a variety of different channels that you can identify with the ARDK, such as foliage, sky, grass, ground, water, and more to come over time. At our Lightship Summit, we already announced more segmentation channels, such as some ones I find interesting, snow and people. And Niantic's new game, Peridot, currently makes use of all of these semantic channels and more, including channels like pets and flowers. Shared AR enables multi-user experiences where people can connect with one another through your AR application. This isn't just limited to playing games together. Notice how it's not multiplayer, it's multi-user. They can also share interactions with virtual objects together in real-world environments. ARDK provides a collection of networking APIs to unlock these shared experiences, and we have guidelines and templates on how you can achieve this quickly. I do want to note that if you are truly just getting started in your AR journey and you have a great shared experience in mind, I recommend walking before you can run, meaning get familiar with meshing and understanding so that your single user experience is engaging and believable, and then upgrade your experience with shared AR. Another way to level up your AR experience would be to leverage our visual positioning system, or VPS, which can enable you as a developer to understand exactly where the user is in the real world, either from one of our thousands of wayspots around the world, or from private scans that you've created specifically for your application. Users can scan their surrounding environment to localize where the device is relative to the VPS-activated location with centimeter-precise accuracy. You can use this detailed data to create your own immersive experiences where your users can interact with persistent, shareable AR content. This can pair well with shared AR, in which users at that specific VPS location can all localize against that specific point, and from there, you can begin your shared AR experience with the knowledge of where each user is around that location. If you want to learn more about VPS in particular, I highly recommend attending my colleague Anvith's talk, Getting Started with Lightship VPS, here at AWE on June 3rd. That talk will dive much deeper into VPS, so if you're curious, I definitely recommend checking it out. But for now, as this is the Getting Started with Lightship ARDK talk, I'm going to actually show you guys a few templates that we've created to help kickstart your AR journey. Templates are pre-developed projects that simplify the creation of your AR experiences by automating different ARDK features. This way, you can focus less on how the technology works and more on building out your vision. This is especially helpful if you don't have any prior Unity experience, as it only takes a few steps to create your first AR application powered by Lightship. There are a few things you're going to need to prepare before you can use Lightship and the templates. I won't be doing this step live because we only have a short amount of time together and I'm sure everyone's hungry. So I'll just briefly go over what it is you're going to need to set up. First, you're going to need to create a Lightship developer account over at lightship.dev. This is necessary in order to get your Lightship API key so that you can use the ARDK. You'll also need to create a Unity project, so if you do not have Unity already installed, you want to install Unity. If you already have a working Unity project, you can easily import the ARDK into your scene. On lightship.dev, please see the system requirements for more information on the supported Unity versions and mobile devices. After you have Unity set up, you'll want to import the ARDK and Lightship Hub Unity packages, and then configure your API key. Let's take a closer look at these steps. So within Unity, you'll need to import the ARDK package into your new Unity project, and it's important that you import the ARDK first, as the templates are going to require that the ARDK exist initially. Then just as easily import the Lightship Hub package that you downloaded over at lightship.dev. From the developer dashboard, you'll want to grab the API key from the project that you created when you made your account. So copy that, and then back into Unity. You'll want to go to the configuration helper under the Lightship menu bar item that was added and place your API key there. Once you click Setup, you're all set to go. If you end up skipping this step, you won't actually be able to use the templates, so keep that in mind if you find yourself unable to get started. All right, now I'll move over to Unity, where I'll have an empty scene and the Lightship Hub imported, and my API key is all set up to go. If you were trying to follow along, I apologize. You're probably still trying to install Unity, but don't worry. Over on lightship.dev, we have plenty of resources that you can reference. All right, let's do this live. Whoop, wrong button. We got this. Cool. I don't see it, but you know, let's try this button. Okay, all right, we're set. And it's a little dark over here. Okay, so here's my empty Unity scene. I already have Lightship ARDK and the templates imported. You can see at the top here, this Lightship menu bar item has been added to Unity. We're actually going to click on it and go to the Lightship Hub and click the Welcome button here. Great. So here you can see the templates gallery, which is our collection of templates that we have created for you to kickstart your AR journey. They range from basic to intermediate sort of templates, basic being able to place an object in your space, being able to move that object around the plane that it's in, and then into our understanding with occlusion, real-time meshing, applying physics to these objects that you're able to spawn. So you have semantic segmentation examples, and then some more advanced examples with shared AR and VPS. But first, we're going to get started with just the AR fundamentals with object placement. Now, you might be thinking that we'll need to deploy this to our phone in order to test AR, but that's not necessarily the case. We're actually able to test this within the Unity editor itself, and I will show you how. So first, we're going to go to the Lightship menu bar item at the top, and then go down to ARDK, and we're going to open up the ARDK Virtual Studio. The Virtual Studio has a series of mock environments that you're able to deploy within Unity to test out your scenes or test out your AR functionality immediately without having to deploy to the device. So we'll click on the mock button, and let's change our mock scene to the interior scene. Yep. And we'll come back to Unity, press play, and then we will see our little mock scene that we have created. He's a little small. That's okay. So if I click on any of these surfaces, you'll see here I'm able to place the object in this space. And that is honestly the basis of AR. If you're able to place a virtual object in the real world, you can build up from there. I also want to show you, you might have noticed on the side, the left here in the hierarchy, there's a little option that says Replace Me. For templates that have this Replace Me section, you're actually able to import your own assets and see them working with the template right away. So to show you, I'll add this little mushroom guy here. I'll put him in there. Let's just delete these two things. Get out of here. All right, and then press play. And now we'll see that the gift box has actually been replaced with my new model here, the little mushroom guy. Oh, he's actually huge, but that's all right. And also something I want to note, right now we have the setting that says only place on horizontal planes. So as I furiously click on the vertical planes here, the object will not be placed. You can change the setting in the AR controller, and I'll actually show that in the next example. So in our next example, we're going to create an empty scene. We'll go back up to the Lightship menu bar item, Lightship Hub, Welcome. And this time, we're trying to scroll and it's frozen. Hello. Oh, hello. Welcome back. Maybe texture occlusion. All right. And then we're going to press play here because we still have our mock scene loaded. And actually you can see here that we now have this texture applied to the horizontal surfaces in our environment. So if let me zoom out a little, click on any spot and move in any direction, the little car drives around. And something that you're probably taking for granted that I'm going to call out is that notice how the car is being properly occluded behind the table's legs and chairs. The ARDK is handling the occlusion for us so that we don't need to deal with the complex calculations of making sure that the car behaves in a believable way. And also, as a fun fact, the ceiling is a horizontal surface. I like having fun with this. I think AR experiences should be fun. If you would like to actually move on a vertical plane, we go to the AR controller on the left side in the hierarchy, In the inspector, we'll come over to the plane to track and change this to vertical. Press play, and then we'll see our texture being applied to the vertical surfaces instead. And that's, you can see here. And again, the car is being properly occluded because this is how it would react in the real world. Great. Let's, we are going to do 2 more demos. Let's create an empty scene. We'll go over to the Lightship Hub, or Lightship Hub. You might have noticed I could have just clicked templates the whole time and went to it. I'm a more visual person. I want to show you the templates gallery. I hope some of these things here look really neat to you. And I'm going to go to semantic segmentation. Now, if we just press play now, we're going to have our mock environment still loaded up. It's the interior scene. And this probably mimics your home or office in some way, but likely if you're making an AR experience, you're going to want people to go outside and explore the world around them. So we have a texture applied on what we consider artificial ground. This is what we have detected. But that's not as interesting. So we're actually going to go to Lightship ARDK and then the virtual studio. And we're actually going to test out our exterior scene this time. So this is really great if, let's say, you're just deep into a late night coding session and it's not a great time for you to test AR. I highly recommend using the virtual studio so that you can test these outdoor environments while you're still within your home. We'll press play. And here is our new scene. We have some cloud textures being added to the sky there. We have the brick on the building. If I zoom in a bit, you can see artificial ground, natural ground, and then we have this kind of leaf pattern on what we consider foliage. And then behind here, we have this wave texture, which is what we apply to water. Now, if, let's say, your AR experience is simulating some sort of end-of-days environment and you want comets falling from the sky, because you can understand exactly what sky is, you're able to actually put a texture on top of that. So we're in the AR controller on the hierarchy. If you go to the inspector, you can actually see the different segmentation channels we understand, and you could very easily just add in your own textures. I think we have a nice simple background here. So everything, let me come back, everything that we understand as sky has been given this texture that I just loaded in. That is semantic segmentation. We have one more to show. Let's create an empty scene. Go to Lightship, Lightship Hub, go to the welcome here, and we're going to show off the mesh collider. And we're also going to need to change our virtual scene. So if you go to the ARDK section, Virtual Studio, and change our mock scene to the mesh interior scene, this scene has a complete mesh put over it so that we 100% understand the shape of the environment that we're in. Come back here, press play. And so we're actually, oh, there we go. Missed it that time. There we go. So you're actually able to spawn these items, just throw them around. They're being properly occluded. And, oh, I threw that out. Oh, I made it. Nice. Anyway, I have fun with games. I apologize. I don't apologize, actually. If you want to see the mesh that's being created in that world, we actually can go to the AR controller in the hierarchy. On the right, click on the Show World Mesh, and then press play. And we can actually visualize the mesh in this environment. So this is what it would look like with the mesh applied to it. And remember this, because we're going to actually switch to a actual live demo on this phone right here. There we go. And so see the textures being applied. Oh, I don't know if you don't want to be on camera. My apologies. Let's go over here. And you can see that this texture is being applied as I move around on the screen. That silly bottom bar. There we go. And as I click, where'd you go? That's okay. We'll go over here. I can't see him though. That's okay. The mesh is being created as I move around, and it's being remembered as I pan this way. There we go. There it goes. So you can get started with this right away. I simply deployed this template to my phone and clicked run. So, okay, no more games. It's lunchtime. Let's wrap this up. I will just keep lobbing gifts at you guys if I were not given a timer. All right, let's actually go back to our slides so I can finish this up. And then press play. Great, all right, so that was a quick view on some of the templates that you can get started with right away. If you need any further resources, you'll want to get started at lightship.dev. From there, you can find our documentation, beginner and advanced tutorials, templates, and links to our forums and Discord. And I recommend, no matter your skill level, that you should engage with the Discord developer community and share some of the experiences you're working on. If you want an invite or just want to talk more about Discord, you can feel free to hit me up after this talk, or actually in the first row, we have our community manager, Haley, who would love to talk to you all. I also recommend checking out our YouTube channel, where you can find video guides and actually some of the talks that we've held at the Lightship Summit. If you want to see a deeper dive on VPS in particular, don't forget to attend on this talk, Getting Started with Lightship VPS. So I hope the content here you've seen today has inspired you to bring your own AR visions to life, one where users can go out and explore the world around them through your AR experience. Thank you, and have a great conference.